You know, we talked about the outrage from Haitians regarding the pilfering of their country, the corruption of the Clinton Foundation. After the natural disasters in 2010, the earthquakes, and then the more recent hurricane situation, that's important that we look at that. And it's important that we see that pattern of corruption. But we're going to talk to our guest now who's going to give us a much broader look at what's been happening in Haiti. She's been working since 1994 against the neocolonialism, the neocons, as well as the progressive liberals in this country, the Obamas and the Clintons. And what we're seeing there is a pattern of operation, a method of operation that we see the globalist cabals doing everywhere throughout the world, and they're going to be doing it here. And we can already see evidence of the beginnings of these tactics, the police state, the UN involvement in their country. We can already see that beginning here in the United States. So I want to talk to Èzili Dantò. She's a human rights lawyer. She's with the actually president and founder of the Haitian Lawyers Leadership Network. Èzili, as I just said, most Americans don't think about Haiti until we see a natural disaster, but there's been a man-made disaster that you've been working against now for decades. And just like with Danny Williams' situation, a lot of people will say, hey, why are you doing this now, getting involved in the election? But it's an opportunity for you to draw attention to the problems that are in Haiti. And of course, these are problems that we're seeing here in America. I want you to talk about not only the American government, but also the way the UN is operating in Haiti. And as we were talking earlier, you pointed out that the U.S. has spent billions to set up a massive U.S. embassy in Haiti. The U.S. government thinks that Haiti is very important. Why do they think it's so important? How big is that embassy that they've set up there?
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate the question, because we have sort of been the outsiders who both the liberal media and the neocon media has essentially marginalized our voice. And I have three questions I'm always trying to get out there for Americans to pay attention to a narrative that's different than what they're going to read on New York Times, Miami Herald, or Washington Post, or AP and Reuters. So my questions that I always ask Americans and world citizens and Haitians to ask is, why would the United States build its largest embassy in the Western Hemisphere in tiny Haiti if we have no resources? Mm-hmm. Why would it build an embassy who is now, because of the drawdown of military out of Iraq, is the fourth largest embassy of the United States in the world? Wow. After China, Germany, Afghanistan, Haiti.
And so that speaks to a couple of different issues. That speaks to the wealth of the natural resources there. And of course, U.S. policy, which is built on exploiting that wealth in other countries. Talk about the natural resources that Haiti has, for example.
Haitian geologists say, and I'm so happy you're giving us the opportunity, and it's very ironic, as you said. I mean, it would be humorous if it wasn't so deadly, that it's the candidate who is labeled as the only racist in the game that has given us the opportunity to have a voice. Mm-hmm. So essentially, Haitian geologists say that Venezuelan oil is a cup of water to Haiti's Olympic pool.
Wow.
They say Haiti has more gold than any place else in the Western Hemisphere. They say that Dominican Republic, which shares the island with us, has $33 billion worth of gold. And so if Haiti, and they have had Barrick Gold in there, there is, of course, media silence with regards to the destruction of the water and all that in the Dominican Republic. But they want to bring gold mining to Haiti, which has never had gold mining since Columbus discovered it and the New World started. And so if the Dominican Republic has 31 billion, imagine how much Haiti has, and it hasn't had 10, 20 years of gold mining like the Dominican Republic. And the Dominican Republic says they still have 31 billion. So we have important natural resources that the Haitian people have basically been in trust of and taken care of. But now what you guys give the name to globalists, we call it the duopoly, the U.S. duopoly, along with the UN Security Council. Everyone is in Haiti. It's a total international crime scene.
And it's important that we understand how the U.S., especially the Clintons, are tied in with the UN. When we look at The natural resources that are there, the massive natural resources. Of course, there's also things like iridium that they believe are in Haiti. It's estimated by some that there's about $10 trillion worth of natural resources in Haiti. That would be about $10 million per Haitian that are there. And yet, Haiti is one of the poorest countries in the world. And it's because of the exploitation. We saw this in Libya, where Hillary and Obama went in and deposed Gaddafi. Why? Because he had a lot of oil. He had massive water resources in Africa, in the Saharan area. Amazing natural resources there, but also a political challenge to the established order, to the globalist bankers, because he was setting up a gold-backed currency there. Let's talk about the connection between the UN and the Clintons, okay? There's a police state oppression there that is part of the UN. I want to talk about that as well. But first, let's talk about Bill Clinton. I know that you and others, your organization, the Haitian Lawyers Leadership Network, and other organizations there, sued Bill Clinton over the misappropriation of funds. How did he respond?
Yes. Two lawyers, Andre and Newton Saint-Just in Haiti, sued Bill Clinton and Max Bellerive, who were co-head of what something is called the Interim Haiti Recovery Commission, and said, what happened to the $10 billion that was raised at the UN in the name of the Haitian victims? And Bill Clinton said, I have UN immunity. You can't ask me any questions.
That's amazing. UN immunity. That's what Bill Clinton says, okay?
That's what Bill Clinton said.
Of course, they've had Justice Department immunity here in the U.S., but when they go into another country, the Clintons say they have UN immunity.
All the UN has to do is name Bill Clinton UN Special Envoy to Haiti, and then he can come in and do whatever he wants, cover up cholera, cover up taking our resources. Basically, what folks have to understand is that the media manages your perception no more in Haiti than any other place in the world.
Yes.
So I just told you all the things that the media, and especially, think about it, the so-called liberal leftist media who tells you some bad things about the neocons and how they're bigots. But yet I can tell you that after the earthquake, what Barack Hussein Obama did to Haiti is so shameful. He essentially gifted the Clintons, husband and wife, to get them out of his hair during his 8-year term. My country, Haiti, the land I was born in.
Wow.
I was raised in America, became a lawyer in America, but I went back with the first democratically elected president, Jean-Bertrand Aristide. So the United States, the Bush dynasty, took down the democratically elected president of Haiti twice. In 1991, CIA backed, and then in 2004, CIA backed. As a matter of fact, in 2004, the U.S. Special Forces just put Aristide on a rendition plane. And how did they replace him? In 2010, Bill Clinton was at the UN as UN Special Envoy, and we certainly didn't have anything to do with it because Bill Clinton, all he did when he brought Aristide back was re-image another Kosovo type of issue. He re-imaged the death squads as civil society and gave the NGOs the PR of the NGOs as benevolent. But essentially, he forced Aristide, and that really made Aristide be disliked by a great number of people. He forced him to put in a regime of neoliberal economics, which to your audience, I'll say is when public assets are privatized to the global elite. So they privatize all of Haiti's resources to folks like the folks that are giving money to the Clinton Foundation, because the Clinton Foundation essentially is a money laundering scheme. It's the way they talk about Mr. Trump not paying taxes, but Mr. Trump says he doesn't pay taxes through a legal loophole.
Yeah.
Well, the way the Trumps don't, the Clintons don't do it is through their foundation. Yes. They pay their living expenses. They pay their flying expenses everywhere. Don't pay any taxes. They said at the UN, they raised $10 billion. That's Mr. Bill Clinton was in charge of that at the UN, and they had the World Bank as the depositor.
And what happened to that money?
At the State Department, Hillary Clinton supposedly $3.6 billion supposedly went to Haiti aid. And then you have the Clinton Foundation that says that they raised $30 million. So there were so many different funds in Haiti that were controlled by the Clinton family. And I'm going to just give you 4 of them. So the UN fund, which as UN Envoy, $10 billion, and it was money from the 192 countries at the UN who gave donor funds to help Haiti victims. Then you have the Clinton Foundation, who says it raised 30 million. Then you have Obama, who appointed Clinton and Bush in his first bipartisan success of his first term to be the earthquake people of Haiti. Now, Bush
and all that money has just disappeared.
No one knows where that money is. And like I said, when Haitians asked for an accounting, they told Bill Clinton, took the fifth essentially. And what they advertise is that their flagship Building Haiti Back Better is a sweatshop up in the north of Haiti where there was no earthquake. And they brought in the South Koreans, their clientele, little Uncle Toms, to give them this space, 1,000 employment. They took 600 square miles of land from right on the gold belt. And we have been saying forever that flagship reconstruction that they said was going to build Haiti back better is only there to build infrastructure for the extraction companies.
Wow, massive deception. So they raise money based on the tragedy that happened, the natural disaster that happens there. Then they use it to establish their operations, their profitable operations, their extraction of natural resources in an area that's not even affected by the earthquake.
Yes.
Wow, that's amazing.
That's what they did.
You've talked about...
But the greater overarching picture for your audience to understand, I know your audience is a lot more sophisticated than the other sheeple folks that look at the shame stream media, is that the United States colonialism is about playing both roles. They play the hero and the villain, the arsonist and the fireman. They control both. So in Haiti, the way it plays out is the United States take out my former client, Jean-Bertrand Aristide, and then after finish taking them out, they bring in the UN supposedly as the peacekeepers. Mm-hmm. So they create the destabilization, and then they bring in the UN as peacekeepers. They just like in back in the 80s, the tourists, pedophiles who are hiding at Haitian orphanages, collecting money and telling folks that they are helping Haiti. They brought us AIDS. And then they brought us Paul Farmer NGOs with these watered down HIV medicine to make a name for themselves and become experts on Haiti and then live off of our pain. We say the liberals, the Democrats, all those folks masturbate on Black pain in Haiti, and no one is paying attention.
Wow. Now, so you've seen neocon coups, and you've seen the white do-gooder liberal progressives essentially, and we can include Obama as part of that because that's the whole ethos that he brings into that. Which is worse in your opinion?
I think every warrior for human rights, Black, in the Americas have said, I know Marcus Garvey says it, Malcolm X says it, Dr. King says it. I'd rather deal with the KKK any day than the Clinton type of so-called progressive who put their hands around Black women at a church while they're destroying and incarcerating the Black community.
Yeah. At least you know who your enemy is. If somebody comes to you, instead of stabbing you in the back.
I prefer Donald Trump.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because
as a matter of fact, I'll make it clear for your audience. We've been doing this way before the election. So Comacota, which is a grassroots organization we're affiliated with, has been in front of the Bill Clinton first office in New York. Mm-hmm. It's way before this election started, asking for where did the money go? And then when Mrs. Clinton declared her presidency, saying indict Hillary, not just because of the monies. You understand? Folks must understand it's not just the Clinton Foundation. It's the colonialism in Haiti. It's the warmongering for resources and then using Sean Penn and these colonial celebrity useful idiots to distract people and make folks feel good about America giving something to Haiti when in essence, they're taking everything away from us.
Oh, absolutely.
So
and we've seen the same thing done in...
Coda says, before the field was narrowed to Donald Trump, they said, if a dog is standing for election next to Clinton, vote for the dog.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, when we look at the charges of racism, it's simply because Donald Trump says, hey, we need to control our borders. We can't have open borders because of terrorism, because of drug cartels, and simply because we cannot afford to provide a free education to everybody that comes across the borders. We have to have some kind of control, some kind of knowledge as to who's coming in. So because of that, he's labeled a racist. And yet we've seen an institutionalized racism, haven't we, from Clinton and from the Obama administration?
I think it's very clear. Listen, okay, I'm an immigrant, right? I came here because not I, but my parents came to the United States because the United States of America had policies that created a situation in Haiti where my parents could not raise their children and give them an education and live.
Yes.
So if the United States doesn't do colonialism in Haiti, for instance, okay, and I can replicate that all around the world. So if the rich, and I'm not talking about, the regular American citizen, if the psychopaths ruling this planet, the banksters, did not bring in Duvalier and keep him in office while folks like my dad was trying to bring equal rights to Haiti and the basic human rights, but they were pushed out by U.S. policy and U.S. strong arm and U.S. diplomacy and U.S. use of visas, U.S. use of every federal power that they have. Then you would never have Haitians coming here, and I wouldn't speak Creole, the language of my people, with an accent.
Yeah. Well, it's analogous to what's happening in the Middle East, isn't it? We set the Middle East on fire in Libya and then in Syria. Then we say we've got this humanitarian issue now. We need to bring people in, even though Hillary Clinton admitted in 2013 that she has no way of vetting who the real refugees are and who the jihadis are. So they create the problem and then they bring it.
It's not just the United States, okay? We've had a lot of Syrians coming into Haiti.
Yes.
So, people move like running away from these awful policies of Obama and Hillary Clinton with what they did to Libya. 30,000 Black people are dead in Libya. People have nowhere to go, and there's war there because the United States decided that it wanted to do what it did for the oil, for the resources, for domination. They don't care about people. 7.5 billion people in the world. And according to Kissinger and those types of vampires, they only want 500 million people. So that means they're getting ready to get rid of 7 billion of us.
Yes.
No matter what our race is.
Yeah, that's
right.
As
a human rights lawyer, I have been trying to get this message out because this is what they're doing for Haiti. And then they use, like I said, they come in as heroes, just like they did with Afghanistan. They were supposed to help the Afghanistan women. I mean, they tell you all kinds of stories, and the media writes it out. In the United States, and the people don't get the truth.
Let's talk about in the time that we've got left. I want to cover the UN occupation, and then I want to talk a little bit about the press collusion, because we've also got some revelations there about Cheryl Mills and the press collusion related to Haiti as well. We see the same type of pattern. But let's talk first about the UN occupation. Talk about the fact that, we say Black Lives Matter here. And of course, as we've seen over and over again, really Black lives don't matter, with Danny Williams talking to Hillary and Bill saying, please just give me a DNA test so that I can know one way or the other whether or not you're my father. I believe that you are. But they don't care about that. They don't care about Black folks. They only care about Black votes. But talk about what's happening with the UN occupation, the shoot to kill policy, and why the UN is even there occupying your country.
Exactly. So besides asking folks to look at the fact that we have the largest U.S. embassy in the Western Hemisphere in Haiti, the other question we always ask Americans to look at so they can go beyond the mess that the propaganda they're reading every day is that Haiti has less violence than most countries in the Western Hemisphere. That's less violence than Dominican Republic, which is behind us, which shares the island with us, which is a tourist haven. Less violence than the Jamaica, which Americans go to all the time. Less violence than Bahamas, Mexico. But yeah,
or Chicago.
UN shoot to kill Chapter 7 mission in Haiti for 12 years now.
Wow.
And they're supposed to give us stability, and yet they brought us a dictator and dictatorship with Michel Martelly, who is the candidate who didn't win the elections in Haiti, but who Hillary Clinton and Cheryl Mills doctored along with the OAS to give us a different result and put this man in. And let me tell you, Michel Martelly is a cross-dressing. He goes into, he was a former carnival king. He on stage with a thong. This is the person, this sexist, former Tonton Macoute of the Duvalieres, who's a former crack addict, is the person that Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton put as our president during the time of the earthquake when we were just vulnerable. Haitians had just suffered 310,000 people dead in 33 seconds and 2 million on the streets homeless. And then on top of that, the same year, 7 months later, the UN gave us cholera that killed 10,000 Haitians and made a million Haitians sick. In that space, Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton came in and
they established this guy who parades around on stage in a thong.
They took advantage of us. They took our lands under Barack Hussein Obama. The first Black republic in the New World has lost at least 30% of its lands. There's elections coming up. We believe that Hurricane Matthew was geoengineering because Haiti fought off. They're trying to put in a new dictator last year. There's a new election. If Mrs. Clinton becomes president, they're going to give us another crackhead, another local puppet to maintain the domination of the global elites. And that's why we're fighting. And that's why we sent a letter to Donald Trump and we said, the Haitians will vote for you if you say when you're president, you will get rid of the UN in Haiti. You will not have unfair trade. No Haitians will. You don't have to build a wall, Donald Trump, because if there was free, fair exchange, Haitians would not need to leave Haiti. And if the resources of the country was used for the 10 million people that's in it, all Haitians would be rich. They would not need Paul Farmer, NGOs, and these poverty pimps.
Absolutely. And yet we've got the Clintons who use their UN status to get diplomatic immunity when they rip the people of Haiti off. And then they help to establish this guy, as you point out, who's parading on stage in a thong. And yet they're so offended. The white liberal establishment is so offended by the political incorrectness of Donald Trump's speech.
Exactly.
That's the amazing thing.
Where were they when Hillary Clinton was putting on the Carnival King on Haiti?
Yeah.
And that's to replace a priest who speaks 6-7 languages and who went to school and who's a doctor. That's what they did to us.
Wow. Well, thank you so much, Èzili Dantò. And your organization is the Haitian Lawyers Leadership Network. And there is a Haitian election coming up. It's the 12th. Is that correct? November the 12th.
It's the 20th of November.
20th of November. Okay.
Yes.
So we certainly hope that you won't see.
Go to my website. It's EziliDantò.com. You can find me on YouTube. And all this information we've been putting out for 22 years that I have to thank Mr. Trump.
Yes.
And the outsiders in America, that's fueling that the truth needs to come out and we have to speak truth to power. Thank you to all those InfoWar folks.
Well, thank you so much. And what we see there, again, is the same pattern of corruption and power and crony capitalism that the globalists are doing, not only there, but they're doing it here and also using the UN to occupy. Imagine people who are concerned about the UN coming in and being an established military police force. That's precisely what we're seeing in Haiti. We know that's the way these people are going to roll if they're
bringing the UN right now. And I just saw something today on my Facebook in that Dakota space.
Yes,
they're trying to bring in the UN. Do not. The UN rapes. I mean, the raping of little 6-year-old children in exchange for food in Haiti is an epidemic.
Mm. Yes, that's the way it always rolls to these same methods of operation. The same MO, the same pattern. And again, it's the crony capitalism, it's the pedophiles at the top, and they're working with the UN as we see Bill and Hillary Clinton getting diplomatic immunity so they can't be prosecuted.
David, thank you very much for having me.
Thank you, Èzili. Èzili Dantò with the Haitian Lawyers Leadership Network. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Again, what I hope you understand when you listen to this interview is we have two different countries, two different peoples, and yet there is a globalist approach to oppress both of us that is the same tactic, the same pattern, the same method. And we've got elections coming up November 8th, this Tuesday. Hopefully that's going to be a check with Donald Trump against that, and their election is coming up November 20th. So let's hope that both the American and the Haitian elections are going to be a resounding defeat for the globalist exploiters of this world. David Knight for Infowars.com.
My fellow Americans, my fellow humans on planet Earth, there is an epic, legendary awakening of nationalism and populism happening from the Brexit to the Donald Trump phenomenon to Russia pulling out of the New World Order and arresting the bankster oligarchs. Humanity's will for self-determination and freedom is expressing itself. The great classical liberalisms of Thomas Jefferson and Francis Bacon are reawakening right now. And it's because of the historical times we live in that InfoWars is going to embark on an unprecedented 52-hour broadcast. We've done 24-hour broadcasts before, but we've never gone 52 hours. This Monday, from 11 a.m. Central, right through Tuesday, right into Wednesday, when the Wednesday show ends at 3 p.m. Central, we will broadcast for an unprecedented, legendary, over-the-top 52 hours live. The second great awakening is taking place. We are in the dawn of a new era of renaissance, of rediscovery and human liberty. Donald Trump, the Brexit, InfoWars, Matt Drudge, Breitbart, WorldNet Daily, and so many others are only one small manifestation in the fire of liberty that is now exploding across the globe. You can see it in the news. You can feel it. You can witness it on the street. History's happening. They always say this election is the most important in our lifetimes, and we laugh it off. I wouldn't even get involved in past elections because they were so clearly frauds. This one's the big kahuna. A clear demarcation line, a crossroads between nationalism and tyranny, between Americanism and globalism. That's why we're doing this one time and one time only, because history's happening. A 52-hour live transmission kicking off Monday, November 7th, 2016 at 11 a.m., running right through Election Day the 8th, into the night at 3 p.m. and quite frankly beyond. It's historical, and it's part of overthrowing the dinosaur media, not just overthrowing the two-party corrupt system. I want to see 10 million viewers tune in over the 50-plus hours, and that's where you come in. You are the heart and blood of the InfoWar. If you spread the link to Infowars.com/show and point out that this is the alternative new media, this is the rebellion, this is the modern Paul Revere operation, then all of you are riding right beside us, not behind us. So spread the word, my Paul Reveres, no matter where you live in the world. To information warfare arms, the globalists are coming, and they will be met on the field. Infowars.com, powered by 1776. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been on this the last few months. You probably noticed I've been more crazed, more focused, less brain fog, more energy, more special reports, and it's because of Brain Force.
We kept changing this formula over and over and over again until it became sort of a grand puzzle. This just increases the compounds you already have.
This is what you're actually designed to run on. You will find Brain Force, Survival Shield X2, and other game-changing products at InfoWarsLife.com or call 888-253-3139.